All right, breaking news, breaking news. We take you outside San Antonio, Texas. Schertz, Texas. And right by I-35 southbound, there seems to be a massive police crime scene with tape. And it appears they found a body. And it appears it's a body of a missing teen with Asperger's syndrome. So we're here in San Antonio area. It's right outside San Antonio, right outside the city limits. Where authorities are, they got drones up in the sky. They got the drones up in the sky here, and they got crime scene tape all over it. And apparently it's dealing with a missing teen that I assume has been found dead in this area. But they got police here. What's going on here? Is this some sort of crime or what? We are investigating. Come on in, folks. More craziness in the San Antonio, Texas area, though this is not San Antonio per se, but right outside San Antonio. They got the drones up in the sky. So, and it also appears it's about to get dark in the area. I think it's centered around this missing boy named Zacharias Stallings, a missing 19-year-old who vanished some days ago and had suffered from Asperger's syndrome. The question is, though, is this foul play? Because they have a massive crime scene up as if there's some sort of crime possibly that happened. So we take you to San Antonio, folks, San Antonio area. The sun is going down in the San Antonio area. If you're from the area, welcome aboard. We always see what's going on in real time when it comes to these cases, particularly missing people, bodies. This is someone's loved one, right? Zacharias Stallings, a resident of the Parkland neighborhood. Stallings was first reported missing October 19th, 2025, after last being seen around his home October 18th around 7 p.m. Wearing a white t-shirt and black shorts, he was described as a 5 foot 9 inch tall, 155 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. Asperger's syndrome. Oh, man. Horrible. Horrible. So authorities are here at the scene here. Oh, okay, let me see. San Antonio Express just put out an article. Okay, so what time is it? It is close to 7 p.m. Eastern. It seems like the body was found a little bit before 4 p.m. 4 p.m. At approximately, actually 3:30 p.m., a little bit before 4 p.m. 3:30 p.m., October 23rd, a drone conducting an aerial search spotted a body in a field in the northwest corner of Schwab Road and I-35. And here we are. A body has been found. They have crime scene tape up. A missing boy with Asperger's. Asperger's. Asperger's syndrome, a neurodevelopmental disorder that was previously considered a distinct condition with the autism spectrum disorder. Individuals with Asperger's syndrome typically exhibit the following symptoms: social difficulties, restricted interest in repetitive behaviors, sensory sensitivities, language and communication challenges, motor coordination issues. So a 19-year-old with Asperger's has been found in a field here. And they have confirmed it is 19-year-old Zacharias Stallings. I didn't even know this young man was missing. Now, hold on a second here. Yesterday, see, now that what's crazy is yesterday, authorities identify a person of interest in the search of missing teen with Asperger's. So they're saying the Schertz Police Department have identified a person of interest in the search for a missing teen with Asperger's syndrome who went missing over the weekend. On Wednesday, the Schertz Police Department posted a photo of a person who may have been the last to see Zacharias before his disappearance. Within a few hours, that person was identified. Police are working with Texas Search and Rescue Texar, looking for the search for this missing boy who has been found dead. Contamination suits. Got a lot of police at the crime scene here. Is it a crime scene or is this no foul play? Because one report saying no indication of foul play. However, they were identifying a person of interest. Either way, sad situation. How does a 19-year-old end up in a field right by I-35 southbound? The Schertz Police Department asks anyone with security cameras footage from the area between 6 p.m. on Saturday, October 18th, and Sunday morning to come forward. Do we have a crime scene or not? Right outside San Antonio, Texas. Asperger's. Another thing, folks, is we take you back to San Antonio, Texas area. Zacharias Stallings. Let me see if I can gather some more information about Zacharias Stallings. By the way, this is this is northeast of San Antonio. It's right off of I-35. Near like Selma, Live Oak and Selma. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you for being a member for a month. Appreciate that. So where's the photograph of the person? All right. So a couple days ago, they had a news report which is very interesting. They're saying that a witness has come forward and to say that this young man was walking with an older man. So according to Ken's 5, we just pray and hope he's safe. Schertz family and police plead for help in search of missing teen. The family says a witness has come forward who says they saw Zacharias walking with an older man who was about 6 feet tall with platinum blonde hair. Zacharias Stallings was last seen around 7 p.m. jogging in the Parkland's East subdivision while his parents were prepping for a night out. This report came out October 19th. It actually happened the day before the 19th, October 18th, around 7 p.m. He was last seen jogging around 7 p.m. His parents assumed when they returned home, he was in his room. We arrived back at the house Saturday night and suspected that the front door was unlocked. Came to the assumption that Zach was in his room after a jog, sleeping. His stepfather, Zachariah Meeker, said. It wasn't until the following day, the next day around noon, that his parents realized that he hadn't been seen or heard. So we went up to his bedroom to check on him and realized he wasn't in the house. Calls to Zacharias' phone went straight to voicemail and texts were undelivered. Something his family says is highly unusual for him. We figured his phone was shut off or was dead, which is very, very unusual. He never has his phone off, so that really triggered us to think something was wrong, his mom said. He has Asperger syndrome and is described by his family as high-functioning and intelligent. He never stayed away from the home overnight without letting his parents know. The family says a witness has come forward who says they may have seen Zacharias jogging between 7 and 7:30 on Saturday. Minutes later, the witness reported seeing him walking with an unidentified man. Then he saw him between 5 and 10 minutes later walking with an unidentified male. This male was 6 foot tall, had really blonde hair like older. But his parents say the eyewitness accounts has only deepened their concern. We want to think the most positive outcome, but we're still uncertain as to exactly what's going on with Zach. We just hope and pray that he's found safe and comes home. This is the location his body has been found, folks, right off of I-35 in a field. All weekend into this week, the family was distributing flyers and canvassing the neighborhoods in hopes of finding any clues of Zacharias' whereabouts. It's very exhausting. We've been on foot handing out flyers everywhere in this neighborhood. His mother said, you can't sleep at night. You're wondering where he is. All right, so I-35, that's where we're at. He lived in the Parkland's I'm going to see how far it is. Parkland estates are actually nice. But it's not far. Not far from I-35, from this location. Schwab Road. So this location here is about 2 miles from this young man's home, and they got the tarp. Viewer discretion is advised, folks. Viewer discretion is advised. The media is there. We're just going to talk about this. Oh, man. Not good, folks. Viewer discretion is advised. They're taking the body out. They're taking the body out. Horrible. Is that Como County? All right, so yeah, it's not good, folks. And why are they hosing each other down? See them hosing. Is that the contamination or what? They're hosing each other down. So this location here is about 2 miles away from where. Hey, Dr. Amy, thank you for being a member again. Nice to see you. So this young man, this 19-year-old with Asperger's, was jogging Saturday night around 7 p.m. and didn't make it home, and was last seen with possibly someone older with blonde hair. Now, this location here is like, basically, it's kind of like a frontage road. It's kind of like on the side there of I-35. And it appears this road here, Schwab Road, goes across the interstate about 2.5 miles away. On October 23rd, 2025, at approximately 3:30 p.m., the Schertz Police Department was conducting a search around Schwab Road and I-35 southbound using a drone. During the aerial search, a body was observed in the field in the northwest corner of Schwab Road and I-35. All right, so I see exactly where they're at. I see exactly where they're at. Unfortunately, the search has ended in the tragedy of Zacharias Stallings, who was found deceased. Next of kin have been notified, and we want to extend our deepest thoughts and prayers to the family and friends of Zacharias Stallings during this difficult and heartbreaking time. The investigation is still ongoing. Was he murdered? Was this 19-year-old murdered? How did a 19-year-old end up jogging and end up 2.5 miles away on the side of the road in a field along I-35 southbound? Now, I look on the map there. There's a Quick Trip there. There's a Quick Trip right by there. Quick Trip, one of those convenience stores like 7-Eleven, Quick Trip. Was there an older person about? Is there foul play or not? How does somebody just end up 19-year-old just end up dead on the side of an interstate? And if it's not foul play, then what's happening? What's happening here? Medical condition or what? What's happening here? The investigation is still ongoing. So they, think about this, folks. Think about this. Now, one media outlet is saying no indication of foul play, but the police are saying the investigation is still ongoing. They didn't say anything. Oh, we don't suspect foul play. In a lot of these cases, when they do find bodies, the first thing they say is whether it's foul play or not, or they'll at least put it to rest that it wasn't foul play. In this particular case, they're saying the investigation is still going. I say it's foul play. A 19-year-old found in a field. Some weirdo or psycho out there try to lure this kid. Some pedophile, pervert, creep boy. They're saying that he was last seen with an older man. And it's sad because this area, once you go off the interstate, I mean, where he lived is a nice home. I mean, his home, these estates that he, Parkland estates, these are nice homes. These are like literally like $500,000 homes. Matter of fact, I'll get the value of these homes. The Parkland estates, these homes, they might be like $800,000 homes. Uh, 29 square foot homes. Let me see. Yeah, these are $500,000 homes. He's from a $500,000 home, and it's like spread out. Nice, nice. These are homes. Yeah, $500,000 homes. Fairly new. So how does a 19-year-old go jogging on a weekend night and end up dead 2.5 miles away on the side of I-35 in an area that we've covered extensively, San Antonio, with the wacky and craziness? Not only San Antonio, but the whole. Any thoughts on the water spraying? Yeah, we thought that was odd. I thought the water spray. I mean, I think so. I think the San Antonio area is just super dangerous. I think there's predators out there. There's creepers out there, psychopaths. Just the other day, they were involved with their 13th officer-involved shooting. 20 officers have been shot in the line of duty in San Antonio in just the last few years. Continuously wacky, crazy things that continue to happen in San Antonio and in the surrounding areas too. Now, this is not technically San Antonio, but it's right outside. It's a suburb, like literally right outside the loop. So this, let me see. They started a GoFundMe, the family. Help us find our son. Coming from the stepdad. They set up a GoFundMe 1 day ago. 1 day ago, the family has set up a GoFundMe. That's interesting. Me and my wife are needing funds to continue to search for our son. Here, I'll screenshot this and put this up on the screen here. That's interesting. The family have set up a GoFundMe themselves, looking for their son yesterday. It was up yesterday. So we have a potential crime scene here. About 2.5. A lot of rescue people there. It's getting dark though, so the site might not be able to see much here soon. Now, I'm a little curious here. I got some red flags here. Red flags are starting to stick out a little bit. What do you think, folks? Based off the information that we've shared thus far, let us know. I can't see how this kid could just die naturally unless he did self-harm. But again, there's like a quick trip right near there. It's 2 miles from his house. It's a rural road that takes you to I-35. Can we authenticate that the GoFundMe is, well, it's set up by Zach Meeker, which appears to be his stepfather. This was set up yesterday. So this was the family's GoFundMe that they put up yesterday. They raised $851. They were trying to have a $1,600 goal. And they said, me and my wife are needing funds to continue to search for our son. We've been putting up flyers, driving around with family, extended family, sharing information to come up with leads. We have been out of work to search for our son. Anything helps. Thank you. I mean, you know, people do set up GoFundMes when they want to find their family, you know, loved ones and stuff like that, particularly when, you know, people have jobs. They have to go off their jobs. They can't work. They got to take off time work. They set this up yesterday. So the family, you know, was looking for him. They were setting up, you know, flyers all in the area. So I'm looking now in this area here. Yeah. There's a quick trip. Did he go to the quick trip? Did he go to the quick trip? And then was found in a field right nearby. Did he go to the quick trip? I think the QT is right where that sign is. See the sign in the top right corner there? The gas station things? I think that's where the quick trip is. So this is kind of, let me go up here a little bit to the field. In the distance there, I believe, is the sign for the quick trip. Okay, there's both those lights there. So right before, there's a field. It's like there's like a field there. A field in a wooded area. Yep. Because I see the blue sign to get onto interstate. This is the southbound lane of I-35. So in a field. See, but here's the thing about it is he's on the other side. He lived on the other side of the interstate. So he had to at one point get over there by, he had to cross over the road that they're saying there, Schwab Road. Schwab Road goes under Interstate 35 and takes you towards his house. He had to walk to he probably went to the quick trip with the suspicious man that they said. Or was he taken in a vehicle and dumped off the side of the road there? I don't see how this guy can naturally. Here's the thing about it is, even if you go that way anyway, you're going on to oncoming traffic. Because see where that truck is right there? See that truck right there? That truck is going that direction. That's the direction towards his house, which is under the interstate and about 2 miles that way, right? So even if he was going to come up here, how is this guy found in a wooded area? You see the road that you're seeing right there that's going, that's one way. That's one way. It's like one way. It's frontage road. So how is he going to end up going backwards on traffic to end up to that location? Very odd. Location is very odd to me. And I think they're treating this thing as like a crime scene. because they got the tape up. I don't know. That's just my opinion. It's my opinion, folks. There'll probably be more to this story. Did he make a post himself? Did he have social media? This is Zacharias Stallings. So at the time, 2 days ago, they say there's no indication of foul play. 2 days ago, while he was missing, the police say there's no indication of foul play. However, investigators have not been able to determine Zacharias' destination after leaving his residence. This behavior is unusual for him, and he has no history of self-harm. They encourage anyone with security cameras to check any and all possible footage of Zacharias between 6 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday morning. The statement they just gave tonight said they're investigating. They didn't say anything now that there's no indication of foul play. They didn't say that now. This is odd and disturbing here. Now you got teenagers ending up dead in the woods. Yeah, there's something up with this. Just the location, the proximity of where he's at makes no sense whatsoever. Like he would just walk to there. It makes no sense to me. But maybe they'll make it make sense if we get the information. They have the blonde guy ID'd. Yeah, very strange, folks. Nice to see you, Nola. 32 months been here. Thank you. Jamie Cook. Can we see if the stepdad has a history with the laws? Ooh. Jamie Cook wants me to dig into the stepdad. Ooh. I get what you're saying, Jamie Cook. I really do. I'm just gonna pause on that, Jamie Cook. Because all indication is family's cooperating, and they were out there looking. They set up a GoFundMe. They were looking. This just seems odd. I'm telling you, this is odd. This is odd. I just can't see how. I don't know nothing about this kid. Nothing. You know, I don't know what's going on in this guy's mind. What's he thinking? But to be found dead along the interstate, 2.5 miles away from where he lived, down the street from a Quick Trip, and him going out, and then they're talking about the person that he was last seen with, and just the way they were doing the scene here with them taking each other off and bringing the body out is odd, as if his body was dumped. But I get what you're saying, Jamie Cook. I really do. And thank you for that comment. I'm going to look on some things while we're on here. Maybe he had a medical problem, but again, this area here where he was found is you have to go the opposite end of the road there to even get there, unless he goes all the way up another way to Ingle Road and goes across Ingle Road, which is significantly farther away, and starts walking down Frontage Road. But the way his development is, it seems like you would leave out of Parkland's Way and then make it to Eckert Road and then go on Eckert Road. That takes you eventually to Frontage Road to Schwab. But there's two sides of front. It doesn't make sense that he'd be walking opposite of the traffic. But could he have walked here? I don't know. His parents say he went out there for a jog Saturday night. And when they came back, he was gone. Asperger's. Makes it very interesting here. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Listen, folks, I do think transparency is important here. The father of this young boy has an extensive criminal record. Assault, bodily injury while married, evading arrest and detention, assault, family assault. Driving while intoxicated. Folks. Stepfather. Assault, bodily injury while married, DUI, assault, criminal trespass, evading arrest and detention. That would be the stepfather, the one that set up the GoFundMe. You can look it up yourself. So again, we'll go back to kind of like the timeline here. Seems like the family said that they left the house on Saturday night and they claimed that he was jogging. He went out for a jog and they came home and just assumed that he was in the house. And then they went up to check on him in his room on Sunday morning and he wasn't there. Jamie Cook, going back to Jamie Cook, if you're still in the chat, says, can we see if the stepdad has a history with the laws? Well, unfortunately, he does. And serious charges. I don't know the story. I don't know what's going on. That just, they're taking down the crime scene tape. They're taking down the crime scene tape. I don't know, folks. We're going to have to follow up on this story. People are like super suspect. Crazy. We're going to have to follow up on this one. Straight up. Crazy. Oh, they ended the feed. I don't have any other information here, but whoa, folks. We'll wait for a police update. Could be just was, something happened. Natural causes. Interesting. All right, folks. Breaking news, true crime 24/7, 365. Will this be a true crime case? We'll see. We'll follow up. Anything else breaks, you'll hear it here on JLR Investigates. Let me know what you think. Body found, I-35, missing teen. Interesting. All right, we'll talk soon. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.